What's going on, guys? Welcome back. So we're gonna light this incense up, and then we're gonna begin talking about some of the things that kill your inspiration. All right, and some of them are unseen. Some of them creep up, where you find yourself in a place you're successful, and they creep up on you. It's like, wow, you're subdued. You didn't even see it coming. By the way, I'm burning some natural incense right here. Are they the best to breathe in? I don't know. I didn't really do the research, but natural, we keep the ventilation open so we're not breathing all of it in. But I really like incense. I got these from a place called Earthbound. 30 of them for $3. Can't beat it. All right. So with that being said, guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, something special. I want to welcome you. We have a new plant. We could even name this plant. This is the Monkmode plant. And if you see here, this is a pink hyacinth. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this plant to serve our purpose. All right. One thing that I recommend all of us doing is setting goals. This thing is not even began to blossom. So as this develops, you're going to track your goals. You're going to see, I'm going to probably put it back here, and we're going to check in on it. We're going to make sure it's growing good. And as this grows, you better be hitting your goals. All right, guys? And no excuses. And that leads us to the first thing. Lack of goals is probably the number one killer of inspiration. Not having anything that you're looking forward to. You've just grown complacent. Entropy takes over. If you're not growing, you're dying. You're diminishing. So I've been talking to a lot of you guys over the phone, Skype, and one thing I do myself is I write out 90-day goals. And anything that's longer than 90 days gets a little chaotic. A lot of people have goals for the entire year, and I think that can be almost too much. You're getting into dream territory. 90 days gives you 3 months where you can sort of see where you want to be in the future, and you write it down. One of my goals was to get 50,000 subscribers at the end of March. I'm sorry, at the end of April. All right, so April just started. You guys, something happened in the YouTube algorithms. The God showed up, and now we're sitting here at like 62, I think, 63. So amazing. But to be able to see that, and sometimes you'll surpass your goals, all right? And just writing them down, you see them every single day, boom. Okay, you're waking up, now you have purpose, now you have some sort of meaning to your life, and you can just get to work. It's amazing. When you go to sleep, your brain starts thinking about, wow, I've got this 90-day goal. What can I do? So you go to bed, maybe you don't have an answer to a problem, and then you wake up in the morning, and the cogs have been turning, and boom, eureka. There it is, man. You have something. All right, so 90-day goals. Set them. Get to work. Start taking action on a daily basis. And it's going to blow your mind when you start living with that new philosophy. All right? That gives you 4 quarters a year. So January, boom. How you doing? Are you sticking with the fitness goal? Have you lost the weight? All right? Are you sticking to your study? Whatever you want to do. You got 4 quarters in a year. And now you can track, you can self-correct, make adjustments where you need. All right. The second thing, I was going to make this a separate video, but I think it's necessary for this. Guys, I don't think you realize how much a minimal lifestyle can help you. I don't really know if I'm a minimalist, but here, this is just like my living room. I don't really have much in here. I don't even have art. We just got ourselves a plant, but I have books. I think to be a true minimalist, you got to be like under 100 items or something. So I probably have more items. You see the board games. I have Catan, Scrabble, a guitar. But the bare necessities, got rid of the TV. I got rid of the PS4. And what that's done for my life is really allowed me to focus. But also, since I don't have all of these distractions, I feel that my mind can work things out better, and it's just more creative. When I had my PS4 and my TV, whenever I was bored, I would, instead of reading, I would be like, man, I could just go to a Redbox and get a video game and just play it. And I got nothing against video games, all right? But I could see where it was, when video games begin to take over your life and they become the staple, the point where you just spend all your time and you're not doing the reading, you're not going back to the basic things, then maybe it's time to make a change. And so for me, just eliminating that provided me with more peace. Now I couldn't play, so I was just like, all right, well, I'll just read. And I found out that I'm actually happier when I don't have all of these potential things that I could be doing, and I'm just like calm, and I'm just able to do, the simple things. So it's been good. I really recommend that you give it a try, the minimal life. Sometimes all you need is the bare necessities, because we end up attaching ourselves to all this material comfort, and it's sneaky. It creeps up on you. Eventually you got all this stuff, and your life is so comfortable, and it's like, man, where did this come from? And when you find yourself there, then it's hard, because it's hard to get rid of the stuff you acquire. Same thing with food, like rich food. Rich food causes brain fog. That's what I'm trying to say. When you got a ton of material goods, you notice that you have a lot of brain fog. For me, I don't know about you guys, but I've noticed that it's easy for me to get stuck. I get this feeling in my body, like I gotta rid myself of something. Another thing that helps really big time with that is fasting. I think the Bible, that wise old book, talks about fasting and prayer to really draw closer to God. And fasting, when you go without food, I'm not saying you need to go a day or even days, but when you go without the food, maybe just first thing in the morning, you're not filled up, so you feel empty and clear, and then something happens in your brain where, I don't know if it's a primal thing, when we had to hunt for food, if we didn't know we were going to get any food, then maybe it was like, man, you better be sharp. And so you get into this state of calmness, zen. It's almost like you meditated and come out of that with this zen-like state. So, meditation in a place that is empty and clean is sort of like it's going to be clean up here. All right, very cool. A couple things that, sort of common that can kill creativity: excessive sexual expression. All right? And look, I know how tough it is, but if you're constantly having sex and you're constantly busting nuts, by the time you go to grab your nuts, since it's the grab your nuts year, there's going to be nothing in there to grab. You're going to be emptied. And you'll notice that it's very draining. And maybe that goes back to, primitive too. It's like, if you're always busting nuts and you're that wealthy and you live in that affluent of a society that you can just afford to ship out nuts all day, well then things are pretty good. You probably don't have to have fire in the belly. You're probably like in a king status where you can just afford to not really have that warrior spirit. And we know from, a lot of warriors before battle, or even boxers, I think it was Mike Tyson, before going out to a big fight, they would practice semen retention. All right, because they would feel like it saps the strength. I'm not saying become, this celibate guy that never has sex. And I don't think that you should stress over nofap so much. Use it. All right, maybe 7 days without busting a nut, you feel pretty damn good. You're getting all your work done. You're crushing it. You're starting to see your goals come, and that's because You're not just running around having sex all the time. All right, so it's very important. The next thing is sleep deprivation. And I know that a lot of you guys are like, I only need 7 hours of sleep, 6 hours of sleep. You're in med school, you're working hard. Guys, you don't realize that you've gotten used to living with less energy, less vigor. Your testosterone's going down if you're not sleeping enough. It's so crucial. I'm telling you, 1 or 2 good nights sleep, you're gonna feel like a new man. Your problems that you have, your anxiety is gonna go away. You're gonna get way more creative. You're gonna have way more energy to do anything you want. Okay, so make sure you're sleeping. Don't give your sleep up for girls. Don't give it up to indulge in a video game, not even in a good book. It's way too important. Way too important. All right, and again, rich food, excessive sugar has been a #1 brain fog. Oh man, blocks me up like crazy. All right, that's why for me, I don't have a lot of self-control. I'll tell you straight up, if I had Oreos in my house, they're going to be gone within a day. When something's in front of me, I have to finish it. If it's dude, so you know what? I keep my fridge very low. If a girl comes over, she's like, well, don't you have any snacks? I'm like, no, I don't have any snacks. I have eggs, I have butter, I have spinach, kale, I got garlic, baby, if you want some garlic. And I got chicken, some grass-fed beef. The rice, just got a rice cooker, amazing. But guess what? I don't have any snacks. Because if I was to buy that stuff, my self-control goes out the window. I'm binging. I'm unhappy with myself. So what I do is I use shrewdness. I don't even keep that shit in my house. I just eat the same thing every single day. That way I don't feel bloated. That way I can maintain my weight and I don't experience brain fog. All right, so you've got to use this tactic. If you're honest with yourself, you don't got a lot of willpower, don't even keep it in the house. All right, guys, and it's literally not even about doing more stuff, not even taking different supplements. It's more about what you don't do. And especially if you're in a first world country, we have access to a ton of stuff. And so we think we need to fill our life up with all this comfort. You got to get a new couch. I should probably get a new couch. That thing's kind of busted up. But, I don't need comfort. I'm trying to go somewhere. I'm trying to create something. More comfort, nicer this and that, nicer curtains, a heated floor would just make me lethargic and not want to do anything. So you got to be real with yourself. Of course, I'm talking from my own experience, my own life in all these videos. You guys apply whatever you can to your life and be wise, all right? Use some wisdom. So sometimes it's just about cutting things away to figure out what is the way. I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks for joining me. Peace.